Welcome everyone to our collection for the PlayStation 3. This is actually one of the smallest collections we have. It's not really a system I collect for. I'm actually finished. That's all I really want for the system. I enjoy using it, and I love what I have for it, but it is a bit of a quick story here. When I got the PlayStation 3 initially, I was coming right off the PS1 and PS2 and loving those systems, having huge collections. They're my two biggest collections to this date. And the PlayStation 3, at first I stuck with a lot of familiar franchises, including Final Fantasy, and I just did not like anything I was playing, and it felt like I was kind of wasting money on games that I was not enjoying. And I started playing instead more the Wii and the 360. And now, at this point too, when I got back into alright, there are a few games for the PS3 that I want, and I picked up those games and completed my collection for the PlayStation 3. Everything else that I would be interested on the PlayStation 3 is on other things. It's on the 360, or it's been ported and remastered to the PlayStation 4. Maybe it's on the Switch. I mean, there's really no reason for me to get any other games on the system, because everything that I would be interested in is on a system that I like better, like the PlayStation 4. So this is our PlayStation 3 collection. Some great games, but a small collection because it's really just not a system I collect for. God of War 3. Ni no Kuni. Amazing game, but yet again, we're going to be getting it on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch. So I've played it on the PlayStation 3, and I'm probably not going to play it on the PlayStation 3 ever again. But an amazing experience, my third favorite RPG of its generation. Great game. We'll be picking that up on, again, PS4 and Switch. Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I really like these Dynasty Warriors style games if they have some sort of theme from an outside franchise, like Dynasty Warriors Gundam, or the Dragon Quest, Fire Emblem, Zelda, whatever. There are a lot of franchises that I would like to see get that treatment. Tomb Raider Underworld. And two games that I just started playing recently and played through. Love them. They are great, true sequels to one of my favorite RPGs of the PlayStation 2 generation, but in the form of fighting games. Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. These games are fantastic. They are incredibly well made. Of course, you have the fighting side, which plays a lot like the Blaze Blue and a lot of other games of that type that really are fantastic fighting games in their own right. Even if you knew nothing about Persona and you didn't play the story mode at all, they're still really good fighting games, but then they work together as a pair to get the whole story as a great, true sequel to Persona 4 in the form of a visual novel with little fighting sequences. I'd really like, as far as story mode, definitely the second one is so much better because of the way they're set up. First one is fantastic, but it plays more of story mode's like an arcade mode where you select your character and go through their portion of the story, and it's really just like an arcade mode with much longer story sequences in between. And then Ultimax plays out like one long story mode that's all interconnected and doesn't have the repetitive nature of the first game, to where you'd play as a character, you pick another character, and have to play up to that point from their point of view, and you're just kind of replaying a lot of scenes. This one, it's not that way. It feels like it is so much more involved story-wise, this one, and then once you beat the Persona 4 team's side, move to the P3 side. I really enjoyed also in this one the greater involvement of the Persona 3 characters, because I do like 3 more than 4. But these are fantastic fighting games in their own right, and I just love the story mode to flesh it out. And I am actually looking for these two on the 360. Those are two that I've just not been able to find on the 360 in stores at all. But eventually I'll run into them, and I'll replay these on the 360. But For now, I have them on the PlayStation 3, and these were great, especially having them downstairs. I'm glad I played them more recently so I could have them hooked up onto the projector, since we didn't have that hooked up at our old place. So I was very, very happy to grab these on the PlayStation 3, finally play through them, and complete my PlayStation 3 collection. That is actually it for the PlayStation 3. Again, one of our smallest collections by far, but it is a system that I feel in many ways was a bit of a misstep. It was a system where it was my least favorite of the generation, and the majority of the games that I would want for the system either have on other consoles, or they are on other consoles like the 360, or they've been remastered and ported to the PlayStation 4. So there's really nothing left that I would want for the PlayStation 3. Finished with the system, and I enjoyed my time with it, and I played a lot of games even beyond these again that I found to be slightly disappointing, but then these are the ones that I really enjoyed and wanted to keep for the system. So that is the PlayStation 3.